Hello everyone! Let us see how to create Asokha chakra in Photoshop. So let us start. Here I have taken a reference of Asokha chakra. Let's lock this layer and let's take a new layer. And now what we'll do is we will select a polygon tool. So after selecting the polygon, we need to put the value in this input field as 6. We need 6 sides for the polygon. Right. And now we'll first create these spokes. We can see these spokes. The spokes are 24 in number. So we will just create one single spoke and we will duplicate it. So in order to do that, what we need to do is we need to first activate our guides. So where we can find guides? See, here we need to first activate our rulers. So in case the rulers are not already visible, what we can do is we can simply hit Ctrl plus R in PC or Command plus R in Mac. So we can see the rulers over here, right? And from these rulers we will be creating guides. So simply just click here, click over this ruler and drag a guide. Guide is a blue line. So this guide helps in snapping the objects. We can snap the objects to this particular guide so that we can properly place the objects. Right. And here I have created a horizontal guide. And just observe this. The guide is sticking to the center of the document. And we will also create a vertical guide. So just click on the left side where we find the rulers and just drag a guide and place it exactly at the center of the document. So we now have vertical guide as well as horizontal guide. Right. Now the polygon tool is active and the polygon has 6 sides, and now what we'll do is we will just create one spoke. So we will just drag and we will create a polygon first. And now the next step we are supposed to do is we will adjust the shape according to the reference. So we will reduce the opacity so that we can see the bottom layer, and we will select the direct selection tool. The shortcut for this is A. Right. And we will just zoom into the image, and we will now just select these 2 points and we will use shift and down arrow, and here a message pops up that is saying this operation will turn a live shape into a regular path. Continue. Just we will click yes. It will no longer be a polygon, it will become a normal shape. Right. And now we will use shift and down arrow. Right. And just according to the reference we will adjust these points. And we will adjust at the bottom as well. Right. And we will adjust at the top, and we can just make the top points a little bit sharp, and in case we don't want this much sharpness, we can slightly move them apart. Just we'll zoom into the image and we can check here. Just we'll zoom again. Right. So now we have created a spoke. Now we can increase the opacity. We'll make it 100%, and then here we will just click on the fill, and we will change the color, and here we'll just click on this color swatch, and we'll open this color picker. We can pick the same color, the color in the reference, and apply the same color to this spoke. Right. Now the next step is we have to create the duplicates of this spoke. Right. So one spoke is completed, just we need to create its duplicates. To create its duplicates, we first have to change the center point of this spoke. So what we can do is, first we need to activate the transform tool. To activate the transform tool, we need to hit ctrl T in PC or command T in Mac. Right. So once the transform tool is active, we have to change the center point. To change the center point, we have to just turn on this option. Here toggle reference point option is on, and in case if it is off, turn it on. And now what we have to do is, here we have a small boxes, and what these boxes are showing the reference point location. So we need to change the reference point to bottom. See, we can see the reference point for this spoke is at its bottom. So we can see here, but we want the reference point for this spoke to be at the center of the document. So we can move it, just we will move it, and keep it exactly at the center. Right. And in case if we think that it is not exactly at the center of the document, we can still adjust it by just zooming. Right. Now it is at the center of the document. So now what is the next step? The next step is to create duplicates of this spoke. Each spoke rotates by a specific value. It is an angle value that we need to find. So how we can get that angle value? The full circle angle value is 360 degrees. So if we want 24 spokes, we need to divide the number 24 by 360. So how we can do that? So we'll just open the calculator, and here we will just type 360, and we will divide this number by 24. 24 is the number of spokes we want. So we will get 15 degree angle. So each spoke rotates by 15 degrees. So what we'll now do is, now that we have changed the center point of this spoke, all we have to do is we have to rotate it. So I have rotated this spoke, and we have to put a value of 15 here, exact 15 degrees. Right. And we will hit enter, and we can hide the reference. So we can see here. Now we will just take the duplicates of this spoke. So we need to use a keyboard shortcut, Ctrl Alt Shift T in PC or Command Option Shift T in Mac. So we need to continuously hit Ctrl Alt Shift T in PC or Command Option Shift T in Mac. So we need to hit the shortcut 24 times, or let's say 23 times, because already we have one duplicate. So we can see here. So we got 24 duplicates. Right. So our first task is completed. Right. So we can just activate the reference. Right. And now the next thing we'll do is we will first create a circle. We can see just a circle or outline that is outside the spokes. So we'll first create it. We'll just take a new layer. We will select the ellipse tool, and what we'll do is, if we want perfect ellipse, we need to hold shift. So I'm holding shift and creating a perfect ellipse. So we will also adjust this ellipse exactly to the center of this document. Right. And now we want only the outline. We don't want a fill, we only want outline. So we will increase the stroke width, and if we want to check the stroke, we can just turn off the reference. So we can see here, and we will also increase the width of the stroke. So something like this. Right. And then we can just scale it down. Keep it close to the spokes. Right. That's it. Now the next step we'll do is, here in the reference we can see an inner circle. So to create that inner circle, we'll just take one more empty layer and we will just select ellipse. Just hold shift and we will just create one ellipse, and we will just place the ellipse exactly at the center. Just keep it near the spokes. Right. And we will change the color of this ellipse. So we can just select the ellipse tool, and here we have the fill option, and just click the color picker and we can just pick the color, pick this color. Right. That's it. So we have got the basic shape. Just one thing is missing here. So what is that one thing? So if we turn on the reference, so we can see these small circles. So now we will create these small circles. So what we can do is, we'll just take one more layer and we will just hide the reference again. We will just create one small circle, and we will give same blue color to this particular circle or ellipse. So now what we'll do is, we will just drag it and place it over here, and we'll scale it down. Just we need to nudge it, move it a little bit so that it looks it is placed in a proper location. So we want this circle to be exactly at the center of these two spokes. So something like this. Right. So now I have adjusted this particular ellipse. So now what we'll do is, we'll do the same thing that we have done for the spokes. We have to change the center point for this circle. To change the center point for this circle or ellipse, so what we'll do is, we'll again activate the transform tool, and will again change the center point for this circle and we'll keep it exactly at the center of the document. The center point for this small circle is at the center of the document. So we'll just zoom into the image and adjust the center point properly. So just we have to be patient, right? That's it. So now we have to create duplicates. Just we need to rotate the ellipse. We'll rotate the ellipse, we'll place it exactly at the center. So what we can do is we'll use the same value here, that is 15 degrees, because we want 24 circles or 24 ellipses. So just put 15 degrees in the input field and now we'll hit enter. And now what we'll do is we will now just take a duplicate, Ctrl Alt Shift T or Command Option Shift T in Mac. Just keep hitting this shortcut. That's it. So now we have completed the Asokha chakra. So we can simply hide the guides or we can delete the guides. To hide the guides, we can use the shortcut Ctrl H in PC or Command H in Mac. Or if we want to permanently delete the guides, we can use Ctrl semicolon in PC or Command semicolon in Mac. Right. So now the last step we will do is we will select all these layers, the layers that constitute all the shapes, and we will right click and select convert to smart object. That's it. So we have created the Asokha chakra, and now we will just scale it, and we will also create the Indian flag. Asokha chakra is in between the Indian flag. So what we'll do is, in order to create our Indian flag, we will first activate the crop tool by simply hitting C, and we will create some space on the left side and right side just by dragging these corners. Right. And now what we'll do is we'll just take a new layer. We'll use the rectangular marquee tool and we'll just create a rectangular selection, and we will fill this selection with a pure orange color, or we can say a light orange. Right. We can slightly make it dark. Right. And we will just drag one more duplicate and we will keep it at the bottom, and we will first create a layer below all the layers by simply holding Ctrl and clicking on this create new layer icon at the bottom of the layers panel. Command and click on this create new layer icon at the bottom of this layer panel to create a layer below the active layer. So we want a pure white color background, so we will fill the background with white. So simply hit D on the keyboard and we will use Ctrl backspace, because here the background color is white. We can use Ctrl backspace in PC or Command backspace in Mac. Right. And here we will change the bottom color to green. So we'll simply hold Ctrl in PC or Command in Mac and just click on this layer thumbnail, so that we'll get a selection around this bottom color. And what we'll do is we will now fill that object with green color. Right. So we have created a complete Indian flag, and most importantly we have created this Ashoka chakra, Ashoka's wheel, which is present in between Indian national flag. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please do like, share, subscribe, and if you have anything to say, do comment. See you again.